Okay. Hello, peeps. Yes, new background. I do batch filming, so you will frequently see a different background, like every 5, maybe 6 videos, because that's what works for me. Anyway, hey peeps, I am Ducky, also known as Duckycraft, also known as Don't Tread on Me, I'm a duck. It has to do with my real name. I'm not going any further than that explanation. So I have some more AITA. And I've read about halfway down this one. I stopped and was like, I should film my reaction to this. I mean, I kind of already know where I'm going with this. But it's AITA. Cousin offered to photograph our wedding as a gift. That was said in quotations for those who were just listening. Now he's billing us. Am I the jerk for refusing to pay? And immediately I was like, no, because he said it was a gift. But I do have a caveat there. There's thousands of comments, so I'll just give my comment on this video, not that this person will probably ever see it. Anyway, my cousin is a professional wedding photographer and said, as a gift to you two, I would be happy to take the photos at your wedding. We told him we didn't want him to feel obligated to do that or have him feel burdened with work during this celebratory weekend. He said he was happy to do it. We repeatedly expressed how grateful we were and made sure to tag his business in all of our posts. We figured that was that. Now it's a few months later, and he's received our thank you note for attending and photographing. He called to say he was sorry for any miscommunication, but the gift was taking the time to put us on his busy wedding photography schedule, but we were still expected to pay. He wants $3,000. I'll hold my thought on that. Not to sound ungrateful, but it was only him with a camera, no extra equipment or staff members. For less than that price, we could have gone with our original choice of wedding photographer who'd offered more people present at the wedding and a more advanced photography setup. We told him because he'd said it was his gift to us, we didn't set aside a large photo budget and now don't have $3,000 to give him. He's basically said we're greedy assholes and don't respect his work and this and that. I feel badly about the misunderstanding, but I think it was an honest mistake on our part and that he bears some responsibility for the expectation being unclear. My parents think I should just drop it and pay him in installments to keep the peace. They seem to believe that I'm making this more than it needs to be. I want to stand my ground, but am I the asshole? I've already said it once, so I figure I might as well say it again. But the YouTube censorship goblins will probably go through and be like, this is not kid friendly. Anyway. So I'm going to start with the $3,000. That seems a lot. I have 2 friends who are getting married, one in 2 months and one, I'm going to have to do some math here in my head. Oh my goodness. We're in month 5, in 7 months. And they've both talked about wedding photographers and neither one has a budget over $1,500. So $3,000 is already double what my friends' budgets are. Now, maybe my friends are on an extreme budget. I don't know. You know, we're not wealthy people and all of that. Coke Zero moment. Not sponsored. And yes, I am drinking from a straw. I'll explain the teeth situation in a sec. For anyone interested, if you're not interested, you can skip ahead. But so $3,000 seems like a lot to me. But I happen to have a friend who is a wedding photographer. And so I looked at her website. And I'm not going to share info until she gives me permission to share. So when this video comes out, I may be linking her down below because she'll be like, yeah, go for it. It's business to me. But I was looking at her rates and she does charge for the day. And I'm seeing the lowest rate is $900. Now that's her lowest rate. Her rates go much, much higher than that. And I was like, okay, but that sounds within the budgets of 2 of my friends getting married within the next few months. I know every area, the price, and photographers, of course, set their own budgets, but this $3,000 seemed like a lot, especially for a family member's wedding. I do catering, Ducky Dips. Yes, that is what I named my company. Just to my local area. So please don't ask if you're in like Georgia and you're like, can you bring strawberries to my wedding? I'm in California, my dude. And I don't travel more than 50 miles out of my area. I don't. But $3,000, I'm really hyper-focused on that. This is coming up more like one of my TikTok videos. I'm very rambly on my TikTok videos. I don't really stick to the topic. The next one was that the parents think that he should drop it and just pay in installments. Why don't your parents pay for it? That sounds so mean of me, but why don't your parents pay for it? So not only is the price exorbitant, but why don't the parents pay for it? And then the last thing is the misunderstanding. So this is where I would advise somebody and be like, well, just in case they try to take you to small claims court, was it all said verbally? So was it all like a handshake agreement? Because they have no case if that happens to be the way it was. Or did they put something in writing? Like that this is a gift to you, a text, an email, a Facebook instant message, something that you can point to and say, this led me to believe that this was a gift and that we were not going to be financially or fiscally responsible. Because that can be used in a court setting and then the cousin has no case whatsoever. I've dealt with a few of those. So the first comment says, NTA, what kind of professional does all that with zero contract? And I absolutely agreed. I'd also let him know that all those glowing reviews you gave will be reversed. Because, yeah, he mentioned he was tagging him in all of his Facebook posts and social media posts. I always go to Facebook when I think social media, but there's TikTok, there's Snapchat, there's, well, I guess Reddit counts. I mean, I'm on Reddit right now. YouTube. I just honestly forget what the meaning of social media is, let's be honest, when you're kind of only on one platform all the time. Then another comment says, he robbed you of your chance to budget and choose a better option. If you have the photos you need, don't pay him. 100% agree with that, because the original poster mentioned that they had somebody else that they were going to hire for this. And they went with his cousin instead because his cousin was offering it as a gift and it would be no financial cost to them. And then someone does ask 2 questions and OP responds. 2 questions for OP. Do you have the photos yet? What was your budget for the other photography package? I do agree with the person that asked for the itemized bill. That must be another comment that I haven't seen. And then OP does respond. And OP, I'm assuming gender here. Please don't come for me. OP says, yes, I have the photos. $3,000 was already the high end of what we'd budgeted for photos. The other firm we were considering had packages ranging from $1,500 to $5,000, and we hadn't settled on a package yet. So the $1,500 is, and I honestly hadn't read this part ahead, $1,500 is what my friends each thought was like their top. So maybe he's saying he had up to $5,000, but $3,000 was like the top of the budget. Okay, that tells me the $1,500 budget is just a little bit lower maybe, but and I told one of my friends, her wedding, the one in 2 months, I was like, honestly, I can take pretty decent pictures with my phone, and I will gladly, take pictures and send them to you. But I'm just doing it with my phone, and I'm not a professional photographer. I use Canva. Do you see my background here? I'm not a professional anything, except at dipping strawberries, apparently. And maybe giving therapy occasionally. Moving on. So this person, someone else responded. I was just double checking. I'm like, the wording is similar, but no. Someone else responded, I think it's ridiculous that he would ask for $3,000 when he was a lone photographer and his only equipment was one camera. I can do that. I have a lot of friends in the wedding photography industry, and this does not add up. Even if his photography and editing is amazing, that's too much, in my opinion, especially as a gift, big quotations, for your wedding. Sorry your family member's being such a grifter. And then someone else responds, he is running a grift. I bet he's short on cash and figured that OP would pay up just to keep the peace, which is where I come in saying if OP's parents want him to just pay in installments, why can't they do it? If it's that important to them to keep the family peace, then you guys do it. I think I'm going to stop with this one because my rambling has me right about the 10-minute mark, and that is where I like to cut things off. So just one for this video. Some opinions in there, some comments in there, but yeah, honestly, wedding drama. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Wedding drama. Oy, oy, oy. Send me some wedding horror stories. That would be a fun video to do. Truly. Send me wedding horror stories. I'll try to remember to put my Gmail in this time. I think I've forgotten a couple of the descriptions. And oops. So anyway, hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are right now. Have a good day. Have a good time. I am going to go right into making another video. Yes, my hair is shorter. It feels so nice. My goodness. Go get yourself a haircut if you need a haircut. I did a buzz cut because I do my own. What? It's cheap. And I can clean my own head that way. And thanks for hanging out. Like, subscribe, comment, do all the YouTube-y thingamajigers. I need a better camera. It looks grainy to me. Does it look grainy to you guys? Unless you have me on in the background and you're just listening. Then you know, be like, nah, it's fine. We'll see you later. Bye, peeps.